But I went on from there, and I decided that I was going to apply for the Studio Museum in Harlem's Artist in Residency program. And there I had a bit of a crisis. What am I going to do? After spending so many years studying at the foot of the fathers of conceptual art, the fathers of figurative works, who is it that you are? I turned my toes towards the streets that I was on. I left the museum. I went outside one day and I was walking and I found this piece of paper in the streets. It happened to be a mugshot profile of a young African-American man whose infraction was listed on the paper, and his guilt or innocence had nothing to do with my state of affairs. I simply saw a potential for portraiture. I thought to myself, wow, this is a really cool portrait. And I know that's kind of screwed up, but it's in there. If you're thinking like I think, which is use your life to tell a story about the world that you live in, finding this piece of paper says something about the world that I live in. Portraiture traditionally is about how you choose to position your body. It's about what you own, what you possess, perhaps a grand manor house, perhaps landscapes and wives and children to show in repletion behind you. This is a type of portrait as well. And so I created a portrait that came out of that stripped it down to its most bare bones, that took out all of the informational aspects, but rather concentrated on the person that gave rise to those feelings of, I would say, empathy. All of my work has been about a love affair with classical paintings. Let's just say it. You know, I've got a love affair on the other side of the fence. But the work that I do also wants to be able to see aspects of humanity, aspects of people who happen to look like me. That struggle is one that is difficult at times. We sometimes have to pretend like it's not. We sometimes have to endure.